katang-isip po ng kabilang
Kapila,
partido.
yeah. Okay.
Dahil ah,
Hindi sila mag-imagine.
wala naman pong napatunayan na may ganong plot. Hi everyone, good morning. And siguro ang una ko pong sasabihin ay maraming salamat po sa lahat ng sumubaybay, lahat po ng nanood at nakinig sa ating first week of the impeachment trial. Nakita niyo po ang dalawang panig, ang mga abogado po representing the prosecution and representing the defense, at nakita nyo po kung paano po tayo gumalaw sa isang impeachment court. Nakita niyo din po ang ating unang witness at ang kanyang testimonya, at nakita ninyo na hindi natinag o nabasag ang testimonya ng ating witness na si John Mark Calilong. Umpisa pa lang po ito, naintindihan po namin na narinig ninyo ang closing statements ng dalawang panig. Kahapon po binigay ng depensa ang kanilang closing statement. Pero sasabihin ko po na hindi pa po tapos ang pagpresenta ng mga witness patungkol sa Article 4 or yung grave threats article. In the coming weeks, meron pa po tayong ibang witnesses. Ang susunod naman po ay na-announce na, at yun din po ay isa pang NBI official. Yun po si Attorney Lotok, which we will present on Monday. So sana po subaybayan po ng ating public ang trial ng ating Vice President, at madami pa po tayong mapupulot na kaalaman dito, at kailangan po natin mailatag ang lahat ng ebidensya patungkol po sa 4 na articles ng impeachment. Thank you very much po.
Okay, so we'll accept your questions now. Tina, you may do the honors.
Good morning po. Attorney Zulaika Lopez went to the Senate this morning. Impeachment Court Clerk of Court Bantug said the visit concerned administrative matters. Any reaction po?
Yeah, quite frankly, this is the first time that we've heard it, no? But so it will be difficult to comment on that. No, we don't know. We're not privy to that meeting, what was discussed. So, but quite frankly, it has no significance to us. So far as we're concerned, we've already asked the impeachment court to issue a subpoena directing Attorney Zulaika Lopez to appear before the court as one of our witnesses. And our purpose for presenting her, as a witness, what we intend to do during her presentation as witness, would not be affected by that occurrence this morning.
What about the others on the panel po?
I think, yeah, we have to agree with Attorney Talosa. Without knowing exactly what the meeting was about, we can't really comment on it. But we trust that the trial will be proceeding and the prosecution will be unaffected.
Maybe get an update on your request to subpoena Attorney Lopez. Lumabas na po ba?
If I remember correctly, I think an updated request was made because the timing changed a bit. No, we'll have to get back to you on that. But what is clear is, I think during the hearing yesterday, we informed the court that we intend to present as our next witnesses the Attorney Lotok, the regional NBI director, and Officer Pelio, from the Office of the Sergeant at Arms of the House of Representatives. The third one, I'll have to confirm if it's either Attorney Zulaika or NBI Director Matibag.
Sir, any update naman po on the discussions of the House Prosecution Panel on the voting threshold?
Okay. For now, as we've stated in our statements about it yesterday, that's not one of the priorities, no, of the prosecution panel. Our singular focus remains the same, which is to keep preparing, no, for the presentation of our succeeding witnesses, and that matter is still under deliberation. So but for now, we're not focusing on that.
Tama po ang sinabi ni Attorney Tolosa, no? The prosecution is not concerned about the voting threshold dahil ang business namin po ngayon ay ipresenta ang ebidensya na hawak po namin in relation to the four articles of impeachment. Of course, we will abide by the rulings of the impeachment court and hintayin na lang po namin ang next steps or ang mga susunod na mangyayari in relation to the voting threshold if ever any person will question it as earlier mentioned by the presiding officer. If everyone will recall, he declared that the voting threshold is 16, which is 2/3 of the total number. But he also mentioned, I believe, that anyone is free to raise the matter before the Supreme Court. Yun lang po.
In addition to that, I guess what we can say is whether or not we're affected, the rules are now set, and it's time for the evidence and the records to move. No, it's time for the presentation for us to proceed.
Thank you po.
Right, we now recognize Bernard Taginod.
Sana hindi to ma-objectan, no? Yung Oplan Romanov, tingin nyo katang isip lang nung kabila yun?
Itong Oplan Romanov, sa paglilitis na to, narinig lang ho natin to dun sa isang naging statement, no, ng Defense Counsel. So maliwanag, wala hong kahit na anong ebidensya na nalalapag dito sa paglilitis na to na mapatunayan to in any way, So it just remains an allegation, no? And at the end of the day, it seems that by raising this matter, no, it seems that they're making the point that they're trying to justify the threats by raising this, no? Pero ang katanungan ho dyan na dapat din pag-isipan ng ating mga kababayan, tama ba na kung merong pakiramdam na dahil dito sa mga ganitong klaseng allegations ay pwede nang pagbantaan ang buhay ng ibang tao, pwede nang pagbantaan ang buhay ng presidente. So yan ho yung mga katanungan na dapat harapin at sagutin dito ho sa paglilitis na to.
Mangilite, anong tingin mo dyan?
Well, siguro unang-una bago sa lahat, no, nakita po natin na ang daming spin ng kwento. Iba-iba yung anggulong kinukuha. Pero siguro magandang i-highlight po yung mga prosecutors natin na lumabas po yung preparasyon nila. Hindi naman po nasagot yung sa threat eh. Exactly. Kung ano-ano nga po yung ginamit na anggulo para sa akin ng depensa. And I want to give flowers where it's due. Hindi porke congressman ako, hindi porke nandun ako. Yung preparation po hindi po hindi nabasag yung mga nilatag ng prosecution. And I think also bibigyan ko ng grado tong mga prosecutors natin na may mga iba na nandito. Talagang A positive sila. Para blood pa rin.
Mayroon talaga, talagang inaano nila yan. Nire-raise nila yung
Lagi nilang
Romanov.
sinasabi eh. Actually, sa kampo nila, hindi lang doon sa Zoom na 'yon. Maraming beses, hindi ko lang talaga maalala kung saan ko ulit narinig 'yon. Pero parang marami silang yung mga pananakot, mga threats na ganun. Kaya nga sabi ko, hindi biro yang ganyan. It's a grave crime. Kahit anong threat pa yan, wala. Yung conditional threat naman kasi, palusot lang yan ng mga nag-grave threats eh. So, palusot lang yun. So, talagang yung mga ganyang bagay, hindi pwedeng hindi maliit na bagay, yung hindi mo na lang papansinin, hindi mo hahayaan. That's a threat to the highest official of the land. And first time po na nangyari na yung pangalawang pinakamataas na opisyal, titrinethreaten yung Pangulo. First time po na trineten ng Vice President ang buhay ng pamilya ng Pangulo at ng dating Speaker. So, sabi ko nga, hindi ko mawari, hindi ko maisip. Sabi nga sa amin sa Ilocano, maululaw yung nahihilo na ako. Hindi ko alam kung paano nila hahanapan ng paliwanag o explanation to. Talagang sot palu eh. So, yun lang po on my part. Salamat.
Kong Bell,
Yung
yung
sa
Romanov.
Romanov. Okay, alam nyo, litong-lito nga kami noon dun sa Romanov na yan eh. In fact, during the Committee on Justice hearing, I had to explain what the Romanovs are. And kasi madaming hindi nakakaintindi niyan. Ano ba yung Romanov na yan? Sabi ko, yan yung imperial family of Russia that was overthrown and massacred by Lenin, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, without going to the merits, in fact, hindi nga dapat kasama to. Siguro, tingnan na lang natin ang pagkakakilanlan natin sa ating president sa kanilang pamilya. I don't think that anyone would think that these words relating to assassination, massacre, all of that would come from the first family.
So,
Yun lang-
katang-isip nila yan.
Yun lang po ang naisip
So,
namin.
katang-isip nila yan.
Katang-isip po ng kabilang
Kapila.
partido.
Yeah. Okay.
Dahil
Hindi sila mag-imagine.
wala naman pong napatunayan na may ganong plot